everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gia, and in today's video I am going to talk about the frame technique. Again, how do you do it? You light a candle. You stare at the flame. On the out breath, you fuse your energy, your thoughts with the room, with everything that's surrounding you. On the in breath, though, you separate yourself from the still looking at the flame, you separate yourself from the candle, from the room, and you take your energy in. You are in your own frame, you're separated. And on the out breath again, you're fusing yourself with the room and you're one. You're feeling the oneness. I've been doing this for 6 months approximately now, and I have experienced some extraordinary results. So let's go back to 6 months before. I was the nice girl who would do anything for most of her friends, for most of her family. If you asked me to do something, I would do it just because I was afraid of being rejected. I didn't want to say no to anybody because I was afraid to step on somebody else's toes. I was afraid of their reaction, and I was afraid that they would take their love away and I would feel without love. And this is actually, I believe that this is the problem that many of us have, many of us empaths. We grew up in a family where it was survival mechanism to tune into the family's mood, to tune into mom's mood, to tune into our dad's mood. And we wanted to be loved. We wanted to feel the love. We didn't want to feel rejected, of course, because as a child, rejection is life-threatening, You need to be loved as a child. So I realized that the frame technique is actually helping me so much to ground myself, to be in my own frame, to allow myself to treat myself with more respect. You see, because that's what we actually do. By treating our emotions, our feelings, our boundaries that we have with more respect, the others will respect us more. So I grew up thinking that I'm not really that important, but I am, and so are you. And the frame technique taught me that my feelings matter, that my feelings are important, and if somebody makes me feel inferior, it's my job to show them that this is not appropriate, that it's actually not true, because each one of us has a self-worth that we have to defend. And by being this nice girl to everybody, or nice guy, you are leaving yourself out of the equation, and that's not how it should be. You are the most important person in your life, and you have to treat yourself with the importance, the respect, and the love that you deserve. And without that, nobody else will treat you better, because you don't treat yourself good. Let's talk about my greatest issue with the frame technique. So I shared this with you before, that my biggest problem is that, I started feeling my boundaries, that somebody is stepping on my boundaries, and I started feeling, oh, wait a second, okay, that's not feeling good. And my reaction was so aggressive. It was like I couldn't stop it. It was like I couldn't hold it in, It burst out of me. So whenever somebody did something wrong and I felt wronged, I would like explode in their face, like, this is you know. And the way that I explained it to myself was simply that, well, I've been allowing people to treat me this way for such a long time that now it's just coming out without control, you know. Well, and I've allowed myself to let it out without control, but there came a moment like 2 weeks ago when I thought, okay, like I gotta learn to control this, because lashing out at everyone is just not getting to get me any sympathy, you know, because it was two extremes. I went from the super nice, always kind, sweet, nice girl. I went to this furious volcano exploding at every moment that I felt hurt in any way, you know, or stepped on my toes. That's when I exploded. So I thought, okay, I've had this moment of being unleashed with my aggression, with my hurt emotions. I really need to get into some balance. And the interesting thing is, what I found is that it's so much more powerful to not explode, but to stay calm, to stay nice, but to do something totally unexpected, what the others would never expect from you, you know, because the others are used to you being nice and kind and always tuning to them, always tuning to their needs, to their emotions. And it's so powerful to actually say it in a nice, in a kind, in a sweet voice. Listen, I'm not okay with that. So let's do it another way, okay? I'm doing it this way, and yeah. So as I shared with you in the video before, it was such an amazing situation. Me at the gas station getting some gas, and the woman that actually told me exactly what I need to do now with this teacher voice, you know, like, you go and do this and then you do that, and my reaction to that. But I'm telling you, my best tip for you, if you find yourself right now, if you're practicing the frame technique, which I hope you do, I really hope you do, because it's a life changer. When you find yourself in this aggression and this, I'm gonna, you know, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out before you do anything, okay? Just don't do the first thing that you want to do. Just, okay? And it doesn't have to be in such a visible way. It doesn't have to be, I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out, because you might look a little crazy if you start doing this. Just breathe in, breathe out, take your moment before you react. You don't have to be fast. In fact, the most confident people, the most respected people, are not those that speed talk, are not those that speed react. The most confident people actually are slow. They take their time, they take a break, they pause before they go on with telling you what they think, you see? All right, girls and guys, thank you for watching. Let me know how you're doing with the frame technique. Are you having any struggles? I hope this tip is helping you, because it's helping me so much to just hold back for a second, to take a breath in, to breathe out, to think about what I actually want to say and how I want to say it, and then say it nicely and kindly in a balanced way, in a totally not expected way, which gets me a lot of respect. And I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So I'm progressing in a super great way, and I hope you too. So please let me know in the comments, like and subscribe, and I see you in the next. Bye bye.